Hello and welcome to DTCC. It's been a little while since we've done a live broadcast. This one is a live broadcast of round 3 of our season 14. Right, just gonna get Joshua. Hang on, Joshua. I'm just going to get Joshua on so he can watch as well. Right, let me post YouTube onto our Discord. Right, yeah, it's been a while. But we are back for some live DTCC action. So I say this is round 3 of the MX5 America's Cup that we've been running. Rounds 1 and 2 are done. We had Daytona and then Laguna Seca last week. And this week we're at Willow Springs for a debut of the track in any season of DTCC, and hence we can have a few less people this round because a lot of people don't get on with this track. So we're just about halfway through qualifying. We've got a shortened qualifying for tonight. It's usually 15 minutes, but because there's only 8 drivers, there will be 9 when Chris Rains joins us. So we've got a 10-minute qualifying session. Usual DTCC rules apply, and that we go out in reverse championship order in 1 minute slots in descending order, so whoever's currently last in the championship goes out first. So the moment we've got James Superman. He is currently on pole with a 120.794. Mum says hi, it's good to be back. Hi Mum, you and Dad are okay. Then we got the first of the 2 Dans, and the only Dan racing tonight. He's currently second. He's 4 attempts up through the first sector. So basically this is a strip of tarmac in the middle of a desert, which means it's pretty tricky. Well, a lot of people don't get on with it, as we can see. Right, there we go. Oh, sorry Wayne, he did say to me earlier, please don't show me. And what happens when we get on Wayne and he is in the desert? Can I see that? I wonder if I can go back and see that again. Oh, it does do replays in qualifying. No, didn't see the aftermath bit, just... Oh, dear me, this track's great. This track has got no runoff, as you can see, it's just all curbs. So, Wayne is currently 3rd, but only 3 drivers have put a lap in. Mike is now out as well. So is Aloy, Andy. He's taking my place because I'm not racing tonight, obviously. And we've got Christian. He's just out as well, and then the last 2 to go will be Alex and our championship leader, Chris Pengelly. Right, so let's see. James is on soft. So the normal rules apply. Always purple by 4 tenths as well. You start the first race with different tyres to the ones you qualify. We've changed the format from kind of the usual DTCC. So there's 3 races tonight. First 2 are 15-minute sprints. Mike does a 121.5, but I think James is gonna smash that. Oh, almost makes it into the 19, so 20.0. That's a nice lap from James. Mum says hi to the guys. I will pass that on in the break when I can chat. So yeah, we have two 15-minute sprint races, and the way that will work is race 1 will be in qualifying order for the grid, and then race 2 is a reverse grid, and then race 3 is a 30-minute feature, which as we've done for the sprint races before in DTCC, will be a combination of the points scored in the first 2 races, set the grid up for that. But all 7 races in this series, there's 7 races for the MX-5s, they're all the same format. So rather than what we used to have the last few seasons of a mixture of 2 30-minute races or 2 15s and a 30 or a 1 hour, they're all 2 15s and a 30. Right, let's have a quick look then. So, Lowe's just popped up, making possibly his debut in DTCC, I'm not sure. He's just popped up the second. He's on softs, but he's a second behind James. James is flying. Dan is currently third. He's on mediums. Now watch out for the tyre wear. Tyre wear could be a bit draconian around here. As we go through the broadcast, you'll see what I mean. In fact, Mike's come up to it now, so we'll pop on board. You can see. Oh, keep quiet. And hopefully you can hear the tyre squeal, because that long right-hander is a nightmare for tyre squeal. So it looks like Christian Spummeyer has popped it into second. Still 7 tenths off James though, so James has got a good advantage here. Pat is watching. Hi Pat, decided not to race tonight, but my stat man says first time appearance for a Lowy. Yeah, so nice to have him. I think he's only going to do a couple of races, but Pat, you can always join. And if you like Pat Lowy's livery, give it a thumbs up, because that's one of mine. And look at that, goes into a first place in his debut in DTCC. Very nice, by 1.5 tenths. Let's see who else is putting a lap in. James, where's James? Just coming around the last corner. Mike does a 21.0. Is James going to improve? No, he doesn't. Let's see what Dan's doing, currently in third. He's 2 tenths off. Spunk by Alex has opened up with 22.6. Now this is one of those tracks I think anyone doing practice is going to pay off, because it's not a particularly intuitive one. Let's see what Christian does. 300 slower than his fastest. They're only going to get 1 more lap. Christian might get 2. Mike will certainly only get 1. What's Wayne doing? He has finished. Who's that crossing the line now? So Wayne has finished with 6. We've got Chris Bengali, only gets 1 lap, being the championship leader. He's on softs. Can he spoil the fun of a Lowy on his first flying lap? Let's have a look. It's going to be super tight. Oh, he does it by 4 tenths though. And Chris is taking 80 kilos of ballast, which we'll go on to as well. Right? Anyone else? What's the Lowy doing? Lowy couldn't beat that one. Neither will James. He's way off. And I think everyone else that's finished. No, can Mike improve? Yes, he does. Mike pops himself up to 5th. 5 thousandths quicker than Christian in 6th. Wayne is in 7th. Alex, can he improve? I think he's going to improve. Where will this move him up to? It's going to be a 20 point something. 20.6. So up to 5th, 1 second off the pace. So it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight, right. Let's hopefully we'll get Chris Rains in the lobby. Otherwise we'll start with 8. Right, let's have a quick look at that then. That is our grid for the first race. Chris, even though he's got 80 kilos of ballast, puts it on pole. Although he makes his debut, a very fine second. Then third is James, very good from James. 4th we got Dan, just over 8 tenths off. And then Alex 1.1 behind, Mike 1.2. Christian 1.3 rounded up, and then Wayne 2.5. Right, I don't know if Chris Rains is going to make this first race. What time is it? We are a little early, but let me find out, because I'll have to redo the grid if he joins. If not, we'll go as it is. He's online, which is a good sign. Let's see if he will join us. If you're watching, Chris, if you're watching the YouTube feed, let me know. I'll give him just give him a minute or so. Right, if he doesn't answer the next 30 seconds or so, we shall start. That's the first 15-minute race. Talk about yourselves for a moment. We can talk about Willow Springs if we like. This is apparently, according to Wikipedia, the oldest permanent road course in America. It's in California, just 130 kilometers, 80 miles north of Los Angeles, apparently. And if you know your history, Ken Miles apparently was involved in planning the layout. If you know Ken Miles is, he was one of the original race drivers for the Ford GT. Ah, there he is. Right, I'll let him enter. Right, Chris will go at the back once he's in. I hope I've taken a screenshot so I can do the grid. I'll change that to that. That's right. Right, there we go. Oh, the joys of hosting. Guys that they need to put their different tyres on. Chris goes to the back. And second. Superman. Third. Logic fourth. Fifth, Christians. No, Mike was sixth. Christian. There we go. Right, we get a thumbs up from everyone, and we're ready to go. Lots of gravel being thrown up. Do our usual. Standing start for this one. Right, 9 drivers, here we go. So standing start, 15 minutes. Then we do a reverse grid for the second 15 minute, then we apply more ballast, and I'll explain that as we go along. I always forget to do that. Right, watch the lights, which seem to be taking a while to come up. Here we go. One light, two lights, as Mike Brundle says. Look but never stare. Oh, Chris looked like he was jumping a bit there, and he's jumped again. He did that on his, I think last week as well. He's got a new wheel that he's mapped, and he's got his indicator on as well. So Chris has a bit of a shock. He's down to 6th. Although he leads us away then. As we come through the first corner, looks like everyone's got through okay. James is up to 2nd, Dan up to 3rd. Mike's up to 4th, Alex is 5th, so we're all gone through there okay. Chris is already making a move on the outside of Alex. Is he going to get him down the inside? And up front, we've got a move there by Dan. Goes up the inside. Oh, no, he's gone off already. Oh no, it looks like more carnage down the back as well. What's that? So Alex is gone, Christian's gone. I wonder if there's a bit of contact there, because if there was, that could be a safety car. Let's have a look. Oh, like Christian. No, I think there was a 2 and a 3, 2 and a 1. Right, up the back to we go. It looks like there's a battle going on. So Chris has already somehow managed to jump his way back up to 2nd. I don't know quite how he's done that, but he's going to make a move around the outside of James. That'd be brave going through the last corner, but he's right on the back now of James as we go down the short start-finish straight. Is James going to brave it as we go into the braking zone? Chris is ahead, round the outside he goes. So the shocking start, he's already back up to 1st. James though has had a really good start to this race, up to 2nd. Mike is up to 3rd, so he's jumped up as well. Where was he on the grid? I don't know. Mike was 6th on the grid, so he's had a really good first lap. Then we got Dan and Chris battling. Chris is coming from the back of the grid as he didn't do qualifying. He's on mediums. Dan is on hard, so you would imagine that Dan will have a bit of an advantage. And if we go up to 2nd place, he's got Mike. James has got Mike all over the back of him, so let's go on board with Mike. Oh, that was a nice move. Oh! Superman held it. Oh, that's a save and a half. Let's see if we can catch that. Let's have a look. Oh, that was a right. It's gone all the way back again. He loves doing that. That was a lowy going off the first corner. Right. So Superman's actually had another skirmish. Maybe he's dropped down to 6th. So fast and furious with Chris in his usual position, leading the race as we go across the line to end lap 2. Mike's up to 2nd now. Good start from him. Dan's 3rd. He's got Chris right behind him as we go into the first corner. Can Chris chuck it down the inside? Let's go on board with him. He's drawing alongside. There we can see the British Racing Green. Oh, nice move by Chris. Decided to go around the outside. There he is. But mind you, as we said, Danny's on the hards. So we'll explain the tyre rules. You've got to use at least one set of each compound. Ooh, who's that? That's Mike has gone off. This circuit is punishing for mistakes. You cannot dip a wheel on the desert, otherwise that's a very good shot. There's no curbing to speak of here, so as soon as you put a wheel on off the track, you're into the desert. So Mike unfortunately has dropped down to 6th. That's put Chris already from the back. He's up to 2nd. He's on mediums, so is the pink wizard up front. Dan is still in. Oh, he got a bit of a tank slapper as he kept it pointing straight. He has. Has he? Oh, yes, he does. Well done. Right, this is a view of Mike as the blast past Dan. This is going to be a case of trying to avoid making mistakes and going off. Christian is now in 7th. This is his PB by 6 seconds. Although he was leading for a brief moment. He's down in 8th. Then Wayne is doing, I think, his usual and learning the track and the car as he goes. Right, yeah, so to explain the tyre rules, you've got to use it, or do it 2 laps at minimum on each compound of tyres, the soft, medium, hard, over the 3 races. So you can split that how you like. Usually the soft is the tyre to be on some tracks, but here it's going to melt. So the front 2 are using mediums already, so doing their first medium run. James is doing a great job on the hards, I haven't spotted that. So you're currently in 3rd. So is Alex in 4th, he's on hards. Being chased down by Mike, who's gone aggressive. He's going to try and get the softs to last. Now, in the 2 sprint races, you cannot change tyres. Oh, that looks wide. I think that's gone. That's a big spin. This is why people obviously don't like this track. Christian's up to 6th. Mike's getting back on track. Here comes a Lowy. And so it's a case of just trying to stay on the black stuff. Mike drops down to 8th. Wayne is on 9th. Mike's got a bit of damage. I'm not so sure he's going to hang on to those tyres. They might last. Right, at the front we go then. Chris has done another fastest lap. He's into the 19th, 19.5. And then another little explanation of rules. Sounds like F1 2026, doesn't it? We've introduced ballast for the first time, I think, since season 1. So there's top 3 get success ballast. You get an extra 20 kilos if you win the combined score of the first 2 rounds or races, and then you get another 20 kilos if you win the feature. Second place gets 12 and third place gets 6 added on, and it's cumulative. So if you keep winning, which Chris Pengelly keeps winning, you keep adding ballast every night. So he's currently up to 80 kilos. Whereas Chris Rains, who's currently 2nd in the championship, is on 12. So in theory, Chris Pengelly's got quite a significant weight disadvantage, which is playing out a little bit here. You can see if I compare the tyres, Chris is going faster and faster. Here's a left front. Will be okay. He'll survive the race, but his left front is going to be in much worse shape than Chris's, who might be taking it quite steady. Chris is fastest lap at 19.5. Only slightly slower than Chris Pengelly, so we'll see how that plays out. Right, enough of yapping on about rules, let's watch some racing. So it looks like Alex is currently leading the battle between the 2 hard runners, getting their hards done, but not necessarily the right thing to do, because the hards could be a good tyre, but you've got unlimited sets. Right, so let's watch a bit of racing as we go around Willow Springs, and behind us we looks like we've got a battle for 5th as well. Let's just watch from the rear of Alex's car as we go through this very, very long, I think it's officially 2 corners, turn 8 and turn 9. Actually it's called the sleeper. Sleeper? What's that called? The sweeper. There we go. Right, James is sizing up Alex in front. Alex has gone very, very minimalistic, I would say, on the livery front. Unless it hasn't loaded up properly, but I think it has. Right, it's James tracking him. Can James get a podium? That would be good. Christian's back up to 5th. He's on hards as well, so 3rd, 4th and 5th all on hards, as is Dan in 6th. Aloe is up to 7th now, just on his fastest of 20.8. He's on mediums. Mike is on softs, which he might be regretting. He might get those to the end. Oh, who's gone off? Someone's gone off. Oh, it was James. I'm not going to replay that, but James has succumbed. He was putting pressure on Alex. But he's gone off, so his track is unforgiving. I'm probably going to get some feedback to say it wasn't a good choice to pick. But it means Aloe is now right on the back of James looking for a way past. I think he's got him. Let's see what happens if you're looking for James's car. Oh, no, that's Mike. There's a Lowy. There he are. So we can see the Wise, the Sirius, Batman, and the Joker liveried Mazda go past us. Looking good though, James. It's better. Keep it like that. Anything going on behind? So Mike has dropped off. Hanging around there. And there is Wayne in 9th, but 9 scores of good points. Right, let's see what's going on. So I think that gap has come down a tenth. A couple of tenths. I wonder if Chris is starting to fade with that left front. So you can see that even on mediums, the tyre wear is pretty high. Softs are going to last about 6 laps, I reckon. We'll see what Mike's done. He's probably taking it easy, but yeah, softs aren't going to last him very far. So can Chris R catch Chris P if Chris P's tyres go? Let's just have a look then, see what the lap times we get. If you're watching, say hi in the chat. Right, so Chris has just done 19.9, so his pace is not dropping off. Chris R has done 19.7, so he's a couple of tenths quicker, but that will not close your 5-second gap. Right, then we've got a 11.5-second gap back to Alex on his hards, the first hard run-up. Christian, thanks Pat, Pat's aside. Christian, back up to 4th, so keep it steady. He's going back up to 4th. Danny is 5th. And it looks like we've got a bit of a battle still between Aloe and James, who look like they're reeling in Dan in front. They're both on, Aloe's on medium, so we'll keep an eye on that. There's another 3.5 minutes to go. The hards should start coming to their own now. Dan's just done a first sector 7 tenths quicker in his previous. And they're clashing. Christian, who's gone visiting the scenery. Oh, I hope that goes. Yes, it does. Away he goes. So he's dropped down to 7th. I can feel all the comments already in the chat. Right, what can Christian do? Or he just dipped a wheel on the loose stuff and around it goes. Right, let's have a look up front. Lead is down to 4.5 seconds. And that's because Christian, now the fuel's going down, that's why Chris has just done a 19.3. And you get extra bonus point for fastest lap in all 3 races. And given the tyres are starting to go, that will not be beaten, I don't think. And is Chris P starting to suffer for the first time this season with that ballast he's getting. So he's got 68 kilos more ballast than Chris behind him, which not only will affect pace. Oh, Chris R's gone off. I was going to say he looked like he was going slow. Let's see what happened, if we can catch it. Oh no, thank you. GT7's replays are rubbish. Right, Chris has gone off, that's taken the pressure off. He was probably sizing up, maybe a challenge for the lead there. He's got Alex behind him, but Chris's tyres aren't too bad, and Chris P he's got 2 more laps to go. Might be the only one who's going to make that. I think Chris R possibly make it across the line. He's super tight. No, he probably won't either. So it's going to be a victory lap, I think, for Chris R. Assuming he doesn't, Chris P. Assuming he doesn't chuck it at the desert, which is good for him actually, because his left front is not looking great. Right, Chris R, I think it will be okay as long as he stays on the black stuff. Alex is in. Oh, look at this! Right, last lap showdown. Then we've got between Dan, Christian, and Aloe, Andy. Right, let's watch on board from Christian. We got Aloe behind us. Oh, Dan's gone really wide. Christian's gonna get him, I think, but Dan cuts back around again. Very nice, all on hards. Oh, can he get the switch back though as we go into the left-hander? I think Christian's gonna go. Oh, look at this, super tight racing. Nice move by Christian. Oh, Dan's fighting back. Let's go on board with Dan. We've got Lowy right behind us. We can see Batman all over our tail. Right, we're gonna find. I think Chris is going to get another lap in, so we'll ignore him for the minute. Oh, who's that's gone wide? Oh, Christian's gone through. Look at that. He's up to 4th. Lovely move, right. Looks like Chris R is going to finish 2nd. There he goes across the line. Well done, Chris, from the back of the grid. Nice 2nd for him. Alex not far behind him on his hards. Good 3rd, good podium. Right, let's see who's going to finish 4th. Looks like Christian has got a bit of a lead, but you can never tell on this track till you cross the line. So Christian's going to get back up to 4th after a pretty eventful race. Look at this. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all in line. Andy finishes 5th, James 6th, and then Dan 7th in very short order. Look at that. Mike's softs are absolutely dead. He's managed to limp that one home. So he comes across in 8th. And then pole for the reverse grid will be Wayne in 9th. There we go, that ended up being quite a good little race. And we've got too much overrun. We shall change that. Actually, no, the reason why there's too much overrun is our winner hasn't crossed the line yet. He's just coming out the last corner. Here he goes. So his left front absolutely dead, but Chris wins the race. Wins yet another race. Had another full start. Tries to give everyone a bit of an advantage by having a full start. There he is. Oh, he's got a nice little performance forward racing sticker on his back as well. Right. There we go. That was our result from race 1 of the evening. Let's take a few pictures. Right, Chris takes it from the other Chris. Chris Arlo getting fastest lap at 19.266, and Alex 3rd, Christian 4th, Andy 5th, James 6th, Dan 7th, Mike 8th, and Wayne 9th. Very, very nice. Right, let's change the settings to race 2. Go on, can enter. And we can do the grid for race 2. So Wayne will be on pole for this. Chris at the back. Wayne on pole. And Superman. Lowy, Christian, Alex. Right, there we go. So that is our grid. Wayne on pole, followed by Mike. I'll get this done nice and quick tonight. So again, no stipulation on the tyres. They can use whatever tyre they like, as long as they cover the 3 compounds over the race night. Right, away we go. That's a quick turnaround. Right, there we go, Wayne on pole. Right, let's see if we can all get through the first lap unscathed. I think the odds are pretty short. Alright, let's watch the pink car at the back. Will Chris get another full start? He obviously hasn't got his handbrake button mapped properly. Here we go, lights are on 5, and now they're on a none. Everyone's got a decent start. Wayne's decided to go with softs. That is interesting. So he should have a grip advantage for the first couple, and looks like we've got a bit of a skirmish down the middle of the pack, but everyone seems to got through. So Wayne leads us along the short little straight into turn 2. Oh, some hanging on going on already. Mike, he's on mediums. That's a better choice of tyre. Look at this. Oh, that's Christian kick it up the dirt as we go through. Oh, Lurie's gone. Oh, this is track to see where Lurie's ended up. Where is he? Oh no, he looks like he hit the marshal's post. Go on, Andy, you can get yourself going. Right, so Wayne was leading, but it looks like he's got a skirmish with Dan as we go down the hill. Dan's got him, but Dan's gone off. Can't even see him. Where's Dan gone? Oh, another one we've lost. Right, look at this coming up the hill. Pengelly is up to Chris is up to 4th already for the back. As we go into the sweeper, right behind Christian, and then we've got Chris R has made his way up to 5th. And we got Christian going to move down the inside of Mike. Mike is really, really good sliding it tonight. Through the turn 9 as we go across the start finish line, end of the first lap. Vaguely all together. Can Mike keep second? Though is Christian going to have a go down the inside? Chris R is going to have a look down the inside of Chris P. Mike getting sideways again. This is not a track to get the car sideways. Look how quick they're going through here though. This is great. Christians are getting interested as they come back round. Look at this. Why he's still leading? He's on the softs, he's still leading. And look at this, we've got 5 abreast as we go to turn 2. We're all going to get through. So a little tap there, but they're all okay so far. 6 of them all in a line. Like little buzzy bees, hornets. Or I thought Chris Pengelly was having a look down the inside down there, which was going to be an aggressive mood. Oh no, who's that? It's James, I think, got off. He might be okay there. He might keep that as we get showered in dust. Wayne, look at this. He's still leading. Then we've got a battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Mike's dropped down to 5th. Chris R is up to 4th, and Mike has gone again. He can't go too wide going into the last corner. It sucks you off like a tractor beam. Right, Chris though is right behind Chris Pengelly. 3 on our left. Christian's taking the lead, and look at that. Where is Chris? Is going around the outside, hanging it around the outside. Oh, look at these two side by side, battling for second, leaning on each other as they go around the long right-hander. Chris is up to 2nd. Can Chris P have a go back? Chris R is defending the inside. Is Chris going to try and go around the outside? Oh, I think he's done it. What a move that was. Around the outside of turn 3. It's giving Christian. So we got 3 Chris's in the top 3. When has that ever happened before? Pat will probably tell me. Right, Christian leads them. He's on mediums, as is Chris R, as is Chris P. So they're all on mediums. Decided to do double mediums for Chris R and Chris P. Christian, I think, was on the hards, so he's going to use softs, but so is the 2 behind him, but they've got to use hards as well, so they're probably going to go hards then softs in the final race. It's looking good. Look at this. Alex isn't far behind either. Right, into lap 4 we go. Christian's hugging the insides, just gone purple, but Alex has now got the fastest as Chris. Let's watch from the back of, Chris R actually has got a little bit of a slide on there, so he's dropped off the back. Chris P is trying to attack Christian. Let's go from the back of Christian, the roll over hoop. Gone purple through the first 2 corners. Oh, aggressive use of the curb there as we go up the hill. Chris P's going to try and go around the outside of him, but doesn't quite make it. So they're getting to grips now with the track. And we're all over the back of the red MX-5 in front of us. That's going to give a good run for our championship leader. What's going on behind? Nothing at the moment. Chris R still in third, but he's got Alex behind him. Looking through the rollover hoop at the pink wizard behind us. Is there anything? Nothing doing around here. Chris is probably going to do a switcheroo, possibly. No, Chris gets a good drive. Oh, that was a very nice turn. So, top four then. Over the line we go. Just over 5 minutes gone. Christian leads. Oh, I think there was someone going off. Who was that? Superman's gone. He was in fifth. That's going to give Dan the chance to move to sixth. Where's the Lowy? Lowy moves up to sixth now as well. So we've got two little battles going on. Who's dropped off the back? Mike is... I'm not enjoying this one at all. Just those fast stab. Oh, Chris has gone into the lead. Let's see if we can catch that. What happened? Oh, we're going to catch it for time. Oh, it looks like Christian got a little bit of a slow run out turn one. And Chris needed no second chances and thought, oh, he's going to go, and oh no, Spotlight's gone wide. Oh, I don't know where he's gone. He's gone yumping. Oh, he took a bit of a shortcut there. That was quite nicely done. Never seen anyone do that before. Right, so we've got the two championship leaders, first and second. Alex in third. Everyone's on, most people are mediums on this race. Medium, then hard soft is probably the way to play this. Right, fourth then is Chris still in fourth. What's going on behind? So Dan is in fifth, but only 7 tenths in front of Andy, who's got Superman not too far behind him, and then we got Wayne on his softs. Wayne is pretty easy on his tyres, and I think that's going to pay dividends here because he should get those softs to the end. And Mike is doing 20.4s, which is quicker than the guys in front, so 5.3 seconds off the 8th place, so he might stand a chance of catching, especially if Wayne's tyres go off. Right, Chris just done the purple lap at 19.9. Oh, I thought Alex was going wide there. Managed to hold it. So close race between these three. Chris R has now just popped the purple sector in. He's 3 tenths up. Is he going to take the fastest lap back off Chris and get himself an extra point? And go wide. So lovely. That corner's lovely if you actually hook it up. If you don't, you're into the pit lane or into the next state. Right, Chris does a 19.4, which is a couple of tenths quicker. So Chris now has got the PB. Alex is dropping off a bit. Christian looks like he's a pretty safe in fourth. And we've got these three. Oh, I think that was Superman's gone off again at the last turn. That moves Mike up to 8th. Dan is currently in 5th. Andy in 6th. Wayne is softs are starting to melt a bit, but he might be alright. Mike isn't catching that quickly. Right, so to the front. Still 1.3 second gap between the two Chris's. So that ballast is now starting to play, and what will happen is if the order finishes like it does, then Chris will get another 20 kilos, which will take him up to 100. Chris R will get himself 12, so it'll be 100 plays 24. Chris just done that. Oh, look at that, he is 1,000th off the fastest lap. I can just imagine what he was saying when he did that lap. He's catching though. We know Chris R. So Chris P. Look at his tyres. We've got another 5 minutes to go, which is probably another 4 laps. His left front again is getting pretty worn. Chris R's is in pretty good shape. I would imagine it's Chris Pengelly is pushing those tyres pretty hard through turn 2. Oh, look at this driver's got a battle. It looks like Lowy has clawed his way back onto the boot lid of Dan. Tyres look pretty similar, and Wayne is catching the pair of them. Oh no, it looks like Dan's gone wide, drops it down the 7th, and he's going to lose a place to Mike as well, who lucky ghosts. Oh, Wayne's gone as well! So Mike's just jumped up 2 places in the space of 2 corners. Wayne got all excited, so that leaves a Lowy all in his lonesome in 5th. Punishing track this, right, that lead is now down to 6 tenths, and it's because Chris R is banging in the mid-19s regularly now. Chris is dropping. Are we smelling here a change? Also, will tactics play a part? Because if Chris R... Actually, no, there won't be tactics because it goes on qualifying order if we get equal points. So if Chris R wins this race, he will still only get 12 kilos of ballast. Chris P will get 20 because he put it on pole. So nothing to lose for Chris R. I was thinking maybe he wants to be strategic and not overtake and keep the ballast off, but no, he can win this one. That is because Chris P's left front is not looking pretty. He's been pushing that tyre pretty hard through the long turn 2, and I think Chris R is going to pounce. It's going to be possibly 3 laps to go. Well, Chris is leaving the door open. That's interesting. Whoa, look at that, right on the tail. That was an interesting move. It looked like he was going to leave the door open and then go through, but he's probably thinking, I hear that tyre scrub. Oh, God, you can hear that tyre absolutely pummeled through that corner. Look at the difference in tyre wear. Chris R's tyres are looking fine. Are we going to see a change of the guard? Are we going to see a different winner? Just checking actually if anyone's actually won a... Yeah, so actually, Alex has won a race, but Chris has won every single race. So there's been 7 races so far. Chris P has won 6 of them. Are we going to get a new winner? I think we are, because I don't think that left front is going to hang on. There's going to be 2 more laps after this. I don't think Chris P can make that tyre last. Let's see what's going on behind. Lowy's up to 4th, or Christian's maybe made a mistake, but we'll watch the first 2. Across the line we go. Yep, there's 2 more laps. 2 more laps, which is interesting. So we keep an eye on the fuel as well. The fuel is 3/4 of the way down, so the fuel might not go long enough for him to do a single soft stint in the next race. But we don't care about that for the minute. We are watching Chris R hunt down Chris P. Chris P's fighting with 80 kilos of ballast, which is punishing his tyres. Chris R's going to go around the outside. No, he's not. Chris P's fighting him off. He's kind of fighting with one hand behind his back because of tyre wear and ballast. But this is starting to hurt him now, and that was the idea behind it, that we're 7 races in, and he's finally starting to hurt as we go through the back of the track. Chris is definitely defending. He's not giving this one up without fight. He's going to make Chris go the long way round. Has Chris got the grip just to sweep round? He might have, you know. Is he going to go around the outside? Oh, trading door handles. Are they going to both survive it? Chris is right behind him. We're going to come to a last lap shootout. Chris dips a wheel on the grass, on the dirt, and it looks like, I don't know how to describe that. The It's not even Bumblebee anymore, but Chris R is through. Look at that left front. There is nothing left. Alex looks like he's made it as well. I wonder if he might be able to catch Chris R, you know, if Chris P, sorry, if his tyres go completely. Look at that, he can see the understeer. Wall of death around the outside. His left front is now gone. So Chris has disappeared. We got Spunkmeyer's finished fourth, a great fourth. Mike finished fifth in the end, excellent. Lowy sixth. Dan finished seventh. James eighth. Wayne's going to finish ninth, but I want to see what's going to go on. Pat saying, yes, teammate, go on, Chris R. Yes, you two are teammates. Is Chris P going to hang on for second? We've got a long right-hander coming up. Alex is smelling this. He can see it. He can see it. There's a second place here. He could just drive around the outside. Oh no, you went the wrong way around. Alex, just go around the outside. He's got no grip. He's got no grip. Oh, I think. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's gone off. Oh, I thought someone had gone off. Right, Alex gets it on the last lap. So Chris gets a brilliant win. Super job from him. Alex gets second. Superb finish for him. And Chris gets third. But what that means is Chris R is our winner for the first two races and gets the 20 kilos ballast. Oh, that was a good race. Oh, I didn't save the replay of the first one. Doesn't matter, I don't need to save the replay, do I? I'm streaming it. Right, so there we go. That was brilliant second race. Let me just take a few pictures of that. Right, so Chris R wins race 2. Alex gets a great podium. It shows that looking after your tyres. Chris P gets third, then Christian fourth, Mike fifth, Andy sixth, Dan seventh, Superman, James eighth, and then Wayne ninth. Right, that was race 2, and now we have to do the grid for race 3. So let's change the event settings, and this one's going to be at night. Thanks, Pat. So Pat's saying Chris R gets 20, Chris P gets 12, and Alex gets 6. So let's put that on. So if my maths is right, Pat, you can check me out here. Chris R should now be on 32. Chris Pengelly should be on 92. And Alex should be on 6. I think that's right, Pat. Let me just double check that. Alex, yep, gets 6. Right. Cool. Thank you, sir. Right, so let's give them a 10-minute break. Let's get in. Can someone, if anyone's listening, give Spunkmeyer to enter so I can do the grid. I'm going to pause for a second whilst I talk to the guys, and then we'll be back in about 7 or 8 minutes. Right, we are back. We are back and getting ready for the feature race. So it's 30 minutes. Open pit lanes, so the drivers can do what they like as long as they cover off their 3 compounds. And every race we do, I keep saying that I need to make a note of the tyres. But certainly Chris R, who's on pole as a result of scoring the most points over the first 2 races. Second on the grid, Chris Pengelly, Chris P. Neither of them have used anything other than a medium. Alex has, from memory, used a medium and a hard. James, I cannot remember, he's 4th on the grid. And Andy is 5th. Christian 6th. Dan 7th, Wayne 8th, and Mike, who is not having a fun time by the sounds of it, is 9th. But certainly he's used his softs. Wayne's used some softs. So we'll see what goes on. Right, let's get this thing going. Let's make sure everyone's ballast looks good. Everyone should be on 795, except Alex, who's got plus 6 kilos. Chris Pengelly, who's got a mammoth 92. And Chris R, who's got 32. All looks good. Let's check everyone's ready. This race will probably give us a little bit of time then to go through things like championships and the like. Right, Andy's ready, and I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not gonna sneeze, is the answer. Right, hello, he's ready. Everyone else ready? I assume so. Let's get going. Right, nice night race. It's supposed to be midnight, but it's not, but this should look pretty good. Away we go. Race 3 of round 3. Next week's race, which I won't be able to stream or drive in, but next week's race will be Blue Moon Bay Speedway Infield B. It was a shame we're missing that because that's a bit of a classic. Usually the Blue Moon races, we've not actually raced that iteration of the track. But anyway, rolling the start for this one. Hopefully that annoying music will disappear. So Chris R is on hards, so is Chris P, so is Alex. James is on mediums, although he's on softs, going racy. Christian's on mediums, Dan's on hards, Wayne's on mediums, and Mike's on hards. So away we go. Watch it out for certainly a lowy, he's on softs, and that music hasn't disappeared, which is really nice, so we'll try and ignore it. Right, into the first corner we go. Chris R leads us, lights are on. MX-5s, of course, look extremely cool when the lights are on because the pop-ups are up. Right, James is 4th, Alex is in 3rd. Everyone looks like they're way okay. And Lowy on his racy softs. Obviously, track temperature should be down a bit, so that could be a good move. And it looked like already Chris R and Chris P are rejoining their battle. Chris P decided to go around the outside. Alex is looking interested. Can he nip down the inside on the switchback? No, he cannot. Oh, thanks. Pat is stopped though, so all good. Right, so down the hill we go into the downhill left, into the uphill right. Sweeper, and we've got the top two alongside each other. Now they're both carrying ballast, as we said. There's, I think, 60 kilos between them, which will give the advantage to the yellow zebra. Bumblebee in front of us. What's going on behind? Nothing at the moment. Totally sideways there, and Chris goes around the outside of the other Chris. Got a bit too trigger happy on the brakes, unfortunately. These guys are very sensitive to how you come off the brake pedal. So everyone's got across the line. It looks like we're going to have a bit of a battle. It's a long drone shot. Let's go to the battle behind us. Looks like Mike Oh, Alex has dropped. Alex is gone. He's obviously had a little skirmish. Is Wayne going to hang on to that? Whoa, yes, he does. No, he doesn't. He's off into another county again. Oof. Pat says the Lando Norris helmet style livery for Chris. I think you're right. All right, here we go. So Chris P is up into first place. Lowy is attacking and passing Chris R. So those softs, he's got a distinct tyre advantage of the hards around him if he can hang on to them. Going after first place as we drop down the hill. James is up to fourth. In fact, he's not up to fourth, he started in fourth. Good first few corners for James. Logic, Dan is up to fifth. Christian is down to... No, he started sixth, so he's still in sixth. Mike had a better start, he's in seventh. Alex has dropped down to eighth and Wayne ninth, but it's a 30-minute race. Alright, Chris is up to last corner, end of a lap 2 of our 30-minute race. I was like saying, do like this circuit go, guys. Yeah, it's good fun to watch, it's not so great to drive. Right. Although he has just got the fastest lap, he's got to make hay whilst the sun doesn't shine. He's got a big grip advantage at the moment, but he's got to look after that left front. We've already seen from Chris Pengelly that it takes a hammering. He might have a look though as we go down the inside. He's already half a second up on the fastest lap so far. He's all over the back. Let's go from the back of Chris's car, and in the background we've got a battle between Chris R and Superman as well. We'll concentrate on these two. Can Aloy do anything? He's 3 temps up and he's now in the tow. Unfortunately, this is a long left-hander and there's no room unless he tries to dip it on the grass, on the sand. Nothing doing there. He's going tight in there, which might be a bit dodgy. Chris is thought he was going wide, but gets it almost to the apex. Playing with the throttle, very nice. That's what's going on between these. James has passed Chris, so Chris has obviously gone off a little bit. Lost contact with the front two. Aloy now is getting really close, only 2 temps. We go to the long overhead drone shot. Probably from a balloon, but looks of it. Look at that lovely sky with the balloons in the background. Let's see what else is going on. So Spunkmeyer's got Dan right behind him. Spunkmeyer's on mediums, Dan's on the hards. Spunkmeyer, I think, has gained a spot there, moved up to 5th. Got Lockie's applying there as we go through that long right-hander. Chris is still doing a good job. He's fended off Aloy, whose tyres are already starting to go. Now, obviously, in this race, the drivers are going to have to fuel up as well. Chris is probably hoping that his tyres hang on for long enough to get a one-stop in where he can swap to hards and go to the end. Sorry, swap to softs and go to the end. And softs on low tanks. Oh, although he's getting close. Interesting line that Lowy takes through that last corner. Right on the tail. Any other groups going? Looks like I've got a good squabble going behind as well. We'll concentrate on the leaders for the minute. Can Andy, in his debut, snatch the lead before his tyres die? Lowe's doing a good job on the fuel as well. Those tyres will probably not last much more than 8 laps, which might be enough to get him to the end. James is doing a great job in 3rd. He's on mediums. Chris is starting to catch him again, but Chris is on his hards. Then we got Christian slowly chasing down. Actually, no, Chris R was slightly quicker on that lap, but Christian's in 5th. Then we got Dan, followed by Mike, who seems to be a bit happier on his hards than he was on the other tyres. Alex, long way back, but it's a long race. There's a lot can happen in this race. Alex, who's currently 5th in the championship. Yeah, behind me, although I'm probably not racing any longer. Mike and Dan, so Mike is actually leading the team's championship with Big Dan. Big Dan's not here, so it looks more like Chris and Carly will take the lead of that, although Chris, Rains and Pat's missing. Christian and James are together though. They could sneakily take the lead here, as they're the first team that's actually got 2 drivers in this. That's interesting. Right. 4. So what's happened to... no. Oh, no, he's pitted. Ooh. Okay. His tyres were nowhere near pittable. So Andy is doing something interesting here. He's coming off the end of lap 5. I don't know how long the stop is. I think the stop here is... Well, I think it was quite short, but did he go off? I wonder if he went off. Oh, he's 26 seconds off the lead. I would have thought the pit stop's faster than that. Could be wrong, but that gives Chris P a bit of breathing space now. He's 6 seconds up on James. James has just done his PB of a 20.6, which is slightly quicker than Chris R on his hards, which is going a bit quicker than Christian. And then we've got Mike, who's getting some pace now. Oh, that was a wiggle. I think this car is hard on the under braking. You've got to be really, really gentle with the brakes going through that corner. So Dan's dropped down to 7th. Looks like Wayne is a little bit behind. You can see the yellow flag, but that'll be gone by the time. And Aloe looks like, I think he must have gone off on those hards. He's now 40 seconds off. But he's going to maybe go to the end. Certainly doable, I think. Yeah, I think he has a bit of a skirmish there, as I like to say, on the outlap, which has dropped him 40 seconds off the lead. But that will probably get him to the end, possibly. He might be able to get 21 minutes of fuel. So out front, on his own. Got a handy lead now on the hards. He'll try and get, so we've got half a tank down. Yeah, so he'll get about 18-19 minutes out of a tank, which should be enough, just about to get the softs to do that extra stint. James though has got a little bit more fuel on board. Then we've got Chris and Christian. Oh, Christian's already caught Chris up. What did Chris do? So Chris is not as they going slow, but Christian looks like he's going to make a move down the inside as we go into turn 1. He does and gets it. Christian on the mediums. Can Chris get us back as we go into turn 2? The tyre scrub up, the tyre killer. Look at that though, it looks lovely. I wonder if Chris and Alex are in VR, which I think they are, and Mike as well, then they're going to be seeing a lovely view of the Californian sky. All the balloons floating around. Right, so Mike's moved himself up to 5th. Much more comfortable, look at that. Consistent at 21s now, much more comfortable on those hards. Probably finds it a bit more consistent. Alex is just done 20.7, which is half a second up on Mike, so he's catching Mike. Dan's got to get back into the groove again after what was probably quite a big spin. Wayne's starting to get a little bit of pace, and Aloe is now 43 seconds out, but he's done his stop. Doing a good job considering he's just literally jumped into the car and the series. He didn't even own the car until about an hour before the race, so he's doing a good job. Right, Chris out in front, already halfway through his hards. Yeah, halfway through his hards. We're not. His tyres are only going to last about 20 minutes. He's really pushing those. Compare that against. So Chris's hards are actually more worn than James's mediums. That's the effect of ballast, I think. It's finally really started to have an influence now. So Christian second ahead. Christian has got the PB. He's done 19.6 on mediums. That's quick. Chris is getting some pace now. My fellow teammates in our ACC team that we run. Oh, there's the Lando Norris. Liveried MX-5. There's Chris in 4th, Mike in 5th, not that far behind. Oh, that looked deep. Oh, it was very nice. So that was good. Right, Mike's getting his groove on now. Let's see what Mike does on his hards. Does his PB at 21.0. He's getting there now. Alex is also getting some decent lap times now. He's done on 23.1 though on his hards. And Dan and Wayne are pretty close. 21.4 on his hards, so it's a good lap time's been set. Now Wayne's just done his personal of a 20.4, so he's slowly reeling in down in front of him. Right, let's see what Lowy does. He's done 22.7, which is a little bit off the pace. But it does take a little while to get those hards warmed up. Right, this is going to be interesting. Let's watch this. So Chris has got a handsome lead at the moment. He's 9 seconds up. But that ballast is starting to kill him, I think, in terms of tyre wear. So his hards are only going to do, I mean, if he's gentle, he might get him to do a third, but then will his softs last a third of the race? He's got to use them. He hasn't used them so far. James's tyres are looking peachy, and he's doing a grand job. In a second, although he is being reeled in quite quickly by Christian. Christian's just done a 20.3. His mediums are starting to wear. I'm trying to think if Christian's run softs. I don't think he has. You need this stint to go as far as you can. Chris R starting to wake up. Probably trying to get some of his fuel. He's getting his hards as far as he can. Actually, Chris L is now Chris P. Sorry, he's doing a bit of a me. He's saving a bit of fuel. He's actually got less. He used less fuel than Chris R has. How's Mike doing? Mike's similar. Mike's used his softs though. We know Mike's used his softs, so he doesn't have to use them again. Which, say. Intuitively is a bad thing that he's got no softs left to use. Well, he can use softs if he wants. But I would suggest probably the softs start to melt and they only give you advantage over 3-4 laps, and after that they're probably quite slow, a lot slower than even the hards. So he's got the choice of doing what he wants. Kept his foot in. Alright, kept his foot in, then went in the pits. Okay. Interesting tactic from Mike. His fuel is not going to last. Is he going to do 2 quick soft? Let's see. He might decide to do 2 short sharp soft stints, which is maybe not a bad plan. Let's see. He's dropped down to 7th, although he's about to pass him as well. Alright, he's filling her up though. Okay. Interesting. He ain't going to get the fuel to the end. Goes for the mediums. Actually, no, that will work. So, one more, yes, that will get him to the end. So, Mike has decided to go mediums for the rest of the race. Chris is carrying on his hards. He needs to get those fuel in the hards as far as he can, and then do a short fuel stop and hope the softs will last with less fuel on board. Oh, look at this, we've now got a 3-way battle for second. James is, but I think this is one of James's best ever races, hanging on to second. He's only 8.5 seconds off the lead. don't know why we lost. So actually, yeah, he pulled nearly a second on the leader that lap as well. Looking after his tyres and fuel well. Spunkmeyer's mediums are looking much worse than James's. So James is doing a fine job out in second. Christian's hold him in, but he's starting to suffer. Oh, opportunities move from Christian, gets down the inside. Let's see that again if we can. He's going to run a bit wide there, but let's see that again. Let's go on board with Christian. Whoa, look at that. Nice move there from Christian. Right. So James is down the third. He's got Chris R right behind him. Chris R is going to have to stop. Can he get those softs to last 12 minutes? Which is probably about 9 laps. James can keep going. He's got plenty more fuel yet. Chris will be in the pits. They're both in the pits. Look at this. No, yes, they are. Look at that race to the pit lane. Chris R, though, has got a lot less fuel. So James has been doing a sterling job. Not as he looked after his tyres well, but he's actually got a lot less fuel. It's 3 litres per second here. So he's going to be probably 3 or 4 seconds, I would imagine, up the road when compared to Chris. There we go. Pat even says on the side, is it LN? Right, let's see who gets the jump out of these two and what tyres they go on. Aloe, where's Aloe? Aloe could be up to net second here. I think, oh, not quite. James comes out, and there we go, a big drop, and then we got Aloe closing down on the Lando Norris. Chris has got softs on. He has to go softs, doesn't he? He's gone a lap earlier than Chris Pengelly as well, so he's got to get a softs to last 12 laps. They will do it, I think. But he's going to be in pain at the end. Right, let's have a look. So Chris P doing a good job. Fuel saving to get that last stint to be as short as possible. Right. In comes Christian on mediums. Where's Alex? Alex is going to stop fairly soon. Dan is in 4th. He's going to stop soon. So it's Christian versus Superman. Alex has gone up to second, but he hasn't stopped yet. There comes Dan. Into the pits he comes. Right, Superman versus Christian. Oh, it's close. Where's Superman? Christian's got him by a little. Dan's in as well. Right, both on softs. I hope they can get those softs to last. Well, they've only got 2/3 of a tank. In fact, Christian's got super aggressive, half a tank. So he's going to be nice and light. Whoa! Oh, he holds it nicely. Well done. Well done, Christian. That was a good catch. Softs actually can be a bit peaky, spiky. Not a huge fan of softs on this car. It's got very soft suspension and it grips, it grips, it grips, it goes. If we do a season 15, we might go to a different tyre setup. Right, the leader is in. Getting rid of those hards. We've got enough now, I think, to get softs to the end. Here comes Alex into the pits. How far away is Christian? He'll be on softs. They're going to be on the same tyres because Chris Pengelly's got to put the softs on, which he has. Christian can see him. He's got a million miles away, 11.2 seconds. That's come down a lot. So that's only a mistake away from Chris. And then we've got battle for second. I'd wager Chris R is going to get into that equation too. And Aloe has come out in 5th, but he's on hards. He's going to hope that the guys in front of the tyres will start to melt. And Mike is probably towards the end of this race, going to be on the best set of tyres. Oh, who's gone off? Oh, it's Wayne. Wayne's gone off, letting everyone else through. This is unfortunately not a track that you can just jump in. Alex, half a minute off the lead in 7th. He's going to have Wayne in front. He's going to let him through, I'm sure. Oh, there's another yellow. Why is there another yellow? Oh no, Chris R's gone. Oh, that's going to put a cat on speed. He's dropped down to 6th. Let's just see if we see what happened there. Oh no, it's on hards. Rubbish. Way too long ago. Right, so he's dropped down to 6th. That corner just absolutely kills the tyres. It's horrific. Right. Now bear in mind, Christian and James, that the leader has 92 kilos of ballast more than you. And James is on a purple through the first 2 turns. James is loving Big Willow. Well, I do worry about his tyres. But he's only got 7 minutes to go, so that's what, probably 5 laps? Should be fine. James is going to be on for comfortably his best night. James is currently 9th in the table, with his best position being a 16-pointer, which I should know what that means in points. If Pat's listening, what's 16 points in terms of finishing? He's going to be comfortably ahead of that. Keep an eye on that left front. Only 13 seconds off the lead. Mike has made his way up to 4th, and he's actually lapping quicker than James and not far off pace of Christian. So Mike might be coming good here at the end. We'll see how the soft tyres do. It's just 20.3, so he's lapping pretty quickly. I think he might have overfueled, or was maybe Christian underfueled. 16 points would be 9th, right, thanks Pat. So, James's best position. So no, 16 points was, yeah, so you're right, yeah, 9th. I don't know what 8 points is. But yeah, this is comfortably James's best race. Right, what interest have we got? Chris R is up, back up to 5th, although he had a bit of a rough lap there. Oh, a ghost in this. Oh, it's got headlights off. That's what the ghost is. We got Alex Johnson right behind us. Look at this. You can't even see the front of the MX-5. Alex is so close. Hards versus softs. See what we can do through here. We should get a good slingshot. Can Alex do a dive up the inside? He's lining him up. There we go. As we look from the top of the windscreen, and he's through. Alex up to 6th. Just done his PB with 20.3. These tyres should be absolutely fine to the end. Right, Chris P, sorry, he's just at 18.6. Thank you, Pat. 8 points is 9th for the first 2 races. So yeah, this is comfortably James's best one. So Chris is really pushing those tyres now. 18.6. That's mad pace with all that ballast. But it's done a 21.3. That's a cost. But he's got a 12-second lead, so that should be fine. Yep, 30 points there, comfortably his best night score. Can't do that too many times though, Chris. Hey, you'll have no tyres. Oh, why have we got a yellow flag? Who went off? Probably, yeah, I don't know who that was. I mean, he's going to have 2 more laps after this one. Where are we? If he wins this, he's going to have a colossal 112 kilos of ballast for the oval. Impressive to be winning though with 92. Right, Christian. Second place at the moment. And that would be, I think, quite comfortably his best finish as well. 2.9, so he's shaken off James. I think those softs are starting to go. Mike is probably not going to have enough time to do his 2 more laps. He's going to hope that James's tyres are going to completely fall off the cliff. Chris's tyres are going to fall off the cliff. Oh, it's getting squirmy. Those tyres are not going to last 2 more laps. Alex is going to have 6th, I think. Not if he goes over there, though. Oh, has he held it? No. Fishtailing. Although he's watching this thinking, oh my word, that was a save. Goes past, though. So there's me saying, oh, Alex is going to home in on Chris R. What's the gap? 7 seconds between these. Canalari pull in 7 seconds in 2 laps. I think that's let Chris R off. He hasn't slowed down much yet, but his tyres are going to die. I think Mike probably will be safe. James is starting to catch Spunkmeyer out. Christian's had a bit of a scruffy lap there. His softs aren't looking hugely mega either, but they should do the 1 more lap we've got to go. Someone's gone off. I think that's probably Wayne. Right, Chris goes across the line into his last lap. He's judged that perfectly. Maybe he put too much fuel in, but his softs are certainly going to last the lap he's on. Christian, I think he will be okay as well, but they're not going to look too great. James's tyres are in a little bit better shape. Mike's mediums look pretty brand new. Chris is now going to be out of grip. I think that lap he came in a lap early is done to him. But Alex is probably too far behind. And then we've got Lois coming in again. Yeah, I thought he might have come in a bit early. Is that going to give Dan a shot? I think it is. Dan's going to grab 7th. I think if Lois you're going to do that, I think you should have probably 2 stops, because the stops are quick, as you can see. I mean, he's only lost them. So yeah, double stint in the softs might have been an interesting one. Right, I don't really want to leave this battle. Where is the leader? There he is, right, coming round the last corner to make it another win. It's 2 from 3 tonight, and to increase his lead of the championship. Well done, Chris, gets a pretty emphatic win. So Christian's going to get 2nd place as long as he doesn't go off. Let's see what's going on behind. All these two are having a good battle. I don't really want to miss Christian coming across that. So a brilliant 2nd for Christian. Gets his best result of the season. And James, a mega 3rd. Look at that, that was awesome. Right, what's going on between these two? Looks like Lowe's got a bit of a gap. Mike is coming across the line for a much improved 4th. So a good race from him. This is double point scorer, so this is the one to do well in. Chris gets 5th. Alex comes across the line 6th. Caught him quickly at the end, but not quick. Oh no, although he's dropped it, so... Oh, I think I might have had a bit of a touch there. Let's have a look. No, that's gone. That's miles off. Right, here we go. So across the line, he's going to come down around the last corner. He's going to nab a 7th. So well done, Dan. And then although he gets 8th, it gives us a nice little spin across the line. Right, there we go. Oof, he just finished this in time as well. Right, let's see a nice view of Chris. Backside. Right, there we go. So that was race 3 of round 3. Chris takes it and gets an 18.6 fastest lap as well. Christian gets a grand second place. And James gets a grand third. So first podiums for those two. Right, then we've got Mike gets 4th, big improvement. Chris gets 5th, Alex 6th, Dan 7th, Chloe 8th, and Wayne 9th. So that was round 3 live. We will see if we can do a few more rounds. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Mum and Dad and Pat for the chat, keeping me company. We will see you unlikely next week, hopefully maybe towards the end of next week when I'll do race round 4, and then round 5 will hopefully be live. James saying I think me and Sponkmeyer should have been swapped for the grid. Yep, so be it. Too late now. So next round is at Blue Moon Bay Speedway Infield B, and then round 5 is into Lagos, so we might do that one live. Right, I hope you have fun tonight. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.